I have a big list to accomplish today. There's no way I'll get it all done, especially because some of the things are new skills to me. In other news, I feel like I have unlocked new levels of adulting because I've come to the end of the day in a black shirt and it is perfectly clean. Hey guys, good morning. I have a lot to show you today, so it's a good vlogging day. We had a lot going on. We always have a lot going on. I say that a lot. Okay, I have not gotten ready yet. Really want to shower this morning, so I'm waiting for one of my older kids to wake up. They got home very late last night. And they'll run the show while I run into the shower. First of all, we had a quick breakfast of granola. This is chocolate chips we threw on top a little bit. And oh, I wanted to show you what I've done in my kitchen. I am just trying to find more space for myself at all times. We had our Berkey water filters right here and our trash can here, and it was just getting so crowded. We took a leaf out of our big table. They're doing origami this morning, so that's why it's a mess. And we push it all the way to the window when we're not using the table, or we're not all eating together rather. And that has opened up a lot of space here. If you're new here, we're living in a much smaller house than we're used to with 10 kids at home right now. The water filters are over here. I love these Berkey water filters. I have used them for years now, and not only do they make our water taste much, much better, especially since we moved out here, we noticed a huge difference, but they also take out all the bad stuff, even the drugs that are in your water. Did you know that is a thing? There's all kinds of nasty stuff in the water. Takes all of that out, plus it also, I have appreciated it more than ever lately because it takes the chlorine out of your water, which is typically in city water. And that is helpful to me because I'm making sourdough bread and I need the chlorine out of there. So we use these all the time for our drinking water. And I moved a stool over here and put our water bottle stand that we've had for many, many years over here. These are also great. I got these from Amazon so long ago, but sometimes I've even used them in a drawer so the bottles are upright, but just not in chaos, and it works good. I have some of that stuff from the Dollar Tree that's like sticky mats, you know, in a roll. What is that called? We use it in our RV a lot, and so I have a roll of it or two in our RV. I need to put that under there so this doesn't fall off, because I'm sure it's going to eventually. But for now, this little water station outside of my kitchen has made the biggest difference. I was keeping the water bottles here under the microwave, and now I'm able to put other stuff here, but it was making the kids come in the kitchen all the time. And now they're trying to get used to it. Eli's frustrated that there's change, but it is keeping some bodies out of this small kitchen. Okay, it's not that small of a kitchen, but when you are 12 or 13 people and you got several people in here at once cooking and kids are coming to get their water, it is too much. Water bottles make such a difference in the amount of dishes we use. So if you're drinking water in this house, you're supposed to use your water bottle. Does it happen every time? No, but most of the time it does. So we all have water bottles, and then we use cups only for milk. So yesterday I pulled out my starters, and around lunchtime I fed them my sourdough starters, and I've got some bagel dough rising here that needs to be cooked soon. It is just rising with the light on in the oven. I have not made bread yet since we got back, but what I did before Solo and I left for a week is I made a lot of bread and I put it in the freezer, and my mom, who was babysitting, didn't use it that much, so we had some. And I found out the bagels, the sourdough bagels I made, the English muffins, the loaves of bread, all froze wonderfully. My plan this week is for 4 days in a row, I'm just making bagels. Homemade sourdough bagels. Just every day I make a huge batch. I think I make like, I don't know, 36 or 42 or something each time. Then I'm taking whatever's left over and I'm freezing it. Then next week I'm gonna go to loaf bread, and I'll just do the same thing. 4 days in a row, I make 4 loaves a day and just get ahead. All right, Seth is ready for some breakfast. I noticed that when you're in a rhythm with sourdough bread, it is so much easier. So I am in the rhythm of making the dough in the evening for bagels. It's all different for each bread, you know? So with bagels, I make the dough in the evening, and then the next morning I shape and rise, boil, and bake. And then at lunchtime I'll feed my starters again. In the evening I will make the dough again, and just keep that cycle moving. So to me it helps to stick with one kind of bread and just keep going for the whole week and fill the freezer. I don't have that much freezer space, but I'm gonna make it work because it's super convenient to have all that bread ready to go when we want it. So then that following week, the plan is that I'll do a whole bunch of English muffins for 4 days in a row. We'll see how that works, but yeah, I'm trying to get back into the kitchen things. Here you go, man. Let's go sit down. The biggest news around here is someone out there has started laying eggs. So there was one that was real dirty that I had to wash. Seth's humming when he loves his granola. Do you hear that? So that one's in the fridge, but 5 eggs in 3 days. I'm suspecting it's a duck. It's coming from the duck coop, although the chickens, ooh, I need to wash that one and put that in the fridge too. The chickens do go in the duck coop a lot, so we'll see. They're cute though. I know the first eggs can be small, right? So it could be the duck eggs, because duck eggs are normally quite big. We need to cook some and test them and find out. I also hit the mullein mother lode the other day. The kids and I were driving by around the property. Mullein is very good for respiratory issues, so I'm drying it. I washed it all, laid it all out to dry. It's all shoved in here, drying some more, hopefully. And we're gonna make a tea out of it for my daughter, or any winter colds, or with my daughter with asthma, winter colds. I got ready, I feel a lot better. I wanted to show you a couple other things we've done here. At least one other is I took this hallway, if you remember, was lined with kids' dressers, and it was just too much. Even Judah said before he left, man, I miss being able to walk down this hallway and it not be crowded. So I moved them up there. Right now it's not a very big space. This is our loft where we have 3 or 4 kids sleeping all the time. And we also have this toy thing, so it gets really messy really fast all the time. Now it has the dressers. I'm pretty sure when we clean out our garage, which we've mostly done, we're gonna be able to put the kids' toy thing here. It's just a store, but it all kind of goes everywhere. So I think we'll be able to put that out there. We're trying to work toward having a good space for the kids to go and play during the winter months. So with the heater / air conditioner unit that we found, hopefully that extends our living space a bit. They had a lot of fun here this morning already. I know about myself that I need a lot of like less clutter and open spaces as much as possible to be able to work. So, and just for my mind. So I keep trying. We're just adjusting in this place. Is your granola good? Okay, the reason I'm getting the reason I'm getting so much done today, I hope, is because my nieces are here, Faith and Cora, and they are just playing. That was Cora on the couch, but Faith is, I don't know, her and Noelle are playing in the attic. They've been there for a while. So they got up in true Mwania fashion. They just ran outside in their bare feet in their pajamas, and they have been playing ever since. And these girls get up earlier than my girls because they have things to do in the morning normally. So they're like up at 6:15. We're all like, the sun is rising right now.
They ran outside with adult supervision.
Well, that's mild adult supervision. I was kind of watching them from the house.
Because that makes it sound like they just left and like no one was there.
They kind of did. We have free-range birds, we have free-range cats.
And we have free-range children.
We do have free-range children. They have been playing hard. I haven't even had anybody get dressed yet. Eventually I'll be like, okay, this is ridiculous. Everybody get dressed and brush your teeth. But for now they're having a lot of fun, so I'm gonna take advantage and get some stuff done. All right, first up I have some lemons and limes that I wanna juice and freeze. I love using these little ice cube trays. Right now I have garlic over here that I minced in a little food processor. These have been in here for a while, I think since we moved. So I just haven't gotten them out. I need to get them out, wash these really well so my lemon and lime juice doesn't smell too much like garlic, although I might have enough space in these, which were both lemon juice. Looks like one of them cracked in the move. But yeah, I'll pop these out, put them in Ziploc bags, and juice some more. I do the garlic in olive oil, and it's just a great way to preserve garlic if you have a lot of it and you don't want it to go bad, but you want fresh garlic. You know exactly what's in the minced garlic. I wish I grew my own, but this is good enough. I remember to put my apron on, which is good. These silicone ice trays, I don't know, they were kind of new to me, but they just pop out so easily. Mark the bag, and in they go. Here's a full bag of garlic and a full bag of lemon juice for the freezer. I love watching the kittens play out there. They have so much fun together. They were just rolling around. And these two too. They have so much fun together.
What do you do? Peace. Peace. You're not supposed to play with that.
All right, I don't have many that need to be juiced. These look like they were peeled for the what do you call it when you need for the peel? Whatever. I can't think of the word right now. And then the limes, yeah. So I'll just juice them up if they're still good. I could do the same thing with this ginger too, but this one's on its last leg. I think I'm gonna throw that out. My goal is always to not throw out food and to stay on top of it, but we normal people around here. And also when you travel, I find it's much easier or harder when I have weeks, months that I travel. I should plan that way when I grocery shop because I am not getting through things like I normally do, and it can take my brain a little while to adjust when I get back anyway, so we lose a little more, especially then. Zest! Lemon and lime zest. That's the word I was trying to think of.
I know that word. You could have asked me.
I should have. I like to buy lemons and limes fresh every month, and like right now it's near the end of the month, about 3 weeks. So I'll shop again in about a week. So I end up preserving whatever's left over. It's nice to have them fresh, but then I preserve whatever's left over so there's no waste. Then on months I can't find them, I have some in my freezer. Or if they're very expensive, which happens some months, then I won't buy them and I'll use what I preserved. Tori's taking girls on carriage rides. Okay, I took a break to get some children ready. I haven't done them all. Are you ready? You want more? Okay, more grapes. I have a big list to accomplish today. There's no way I'll get it all done, especially because some of the things are new skills to me. And so it would take more time and concentration, but I'm just gonna work through it, doing the priorities first. One of the things on my list is making grape jam because I have a ton of grapes right now. But my kids are eating them so fast because they're very, very good. So this morning we've gone through 2 bags already. I keep my most used recipes inside my cupboard doors just taped up, especially the ones I don't have memorized, that is. So I'm shaping the bagels right now and I'm trying to remember how, 8 equal pieces. So because I quadrupled it, this will be 32 bagels I'll make. Ducks at my kitchen window make me really, really happy. It's strange. Who am I wearing an apron and gushing over ducks at my kitchen window? Bagels shaped and rising. I have 2 more of these trays in the oven with the light on. They'll rise a little better than these. But I have them in a sunny spot. Gonna cover them. Hopefully that works. I'm also keeping up on the dishes as I go. That makes a huge difference. And I'm definitely starting with my list, with things I'm well familiar with, that I've done a lot. Before I start the next thing, I need to take a break and brush more teeth and do more hair. Next up is yogurt. The first step is super easy. Just pour in a gallon of milk, or half gallon, or whatever amount you're doing. And then I love to use the Instant Pot or pressure cooker, and I just set it to boil, or not boil. Whoops, I lost a plastic ring in there. Great. That's gonna make it more interesting. I just washed my hands, but I'm gonna have to dig in there. Oh, nope, it came to the surface. There we go.
I almost never get to see your hair when it's down, okay?
I just set it to boil. And then when it's done, I make sure it got to 180 degrees. Usually it's just 1 or 2 degrees short of that. If it's several degrees short, I'll hit saute till it gets to 180. And then I pull the pot out and let it cool to 110-ish. After that, I just add in half a cup of yogurt that I saved from the last batch. Or you can use store-bought yogurt like Live Culture yogurt, and I put it on the yogurt setting for 15 hours usually, and that part you could just put in even put it in the oven with the light on only for 15 hours. So that's all it is to make yogurt. It's so easy. Next up, I'm making kombucha. I'm gonna fill this with water. Another reason to have non-chlorinated water. All the fermenting things. Are you stuck in your shirt? Oh no. Ask Eli to help you. He's right there with 2 arms available. I think I do still have a discount for a Berkey, so I will link that down in the description box if you're interested. Pouring this water into this pot, and I'm gonna bring it to a boil. When it boils, I have my 10 tea bags ready to go. I will put those in for 10 minutes. I just use black Kenyan tea because that's the black tea we keep in our house. Kenyan tea is very good. And then I also have a cup of sugar out because I tend to forget that part and I don't want to forget. So when I pull the tea bags out, I'll put in the sugar, let it cool, and then I'll transfer it back into the gallon jar and put in the kombucha SCOBY and let it sit for a week. So that's the process. I'll write on my calendar what day it will be done because otherwise I will forget, and make sure that I have juice or some berries to put in the bottom of the bottles for the second fermentation. That's what makes it fizzy. And then that just takes 3 to 5 days. So I'm gonna do this process twice with the pot because I want a lot of it, and each gallon makes about 7 of the jars of kombucha. And I want double that because a couple of my older kids like it too. I use Mary's Nest for a good resource on kombucha. I love her video about it. It taught me how to do it so well. So I'll link that down below too if you're interested. Tori is my hairdresser today.
I did my own, yeah.
You did your own. I did Peace.
I didn't do mine.
You didn't do yours, but you're doing everybody else's, right? She's thinking about being a hairdresser, and I think she would be so good at it. Okay, I now have several projects going, so my mind has to be sharp, but obviously I get distracted a lot. Got the bagels rising that need to be boiled and baked, and I have to leave in 2 hours. It's 11:15 right now. I have to leave like at 1:15 at the latest, so this is gonna be interesting. I've got the kombucha boiling, I've got the yogurt boiling, and I'm about to start something new. Tori did such a good job with Faith's cute hair. Do you want to twirl? Oh, she's so good, and you look so cute. You did your own, yes, looks beautiful. For my next project, I really couldn't decide. I have one cucumber, not a pickling cucumber. I really wanted to try fermenting vegetables. I don't even know what they taste like, honestly. I think I've tried a couple things like years ago and hated it, but my taste buds have changed. I know the health benefits. So I wanted to try it. I have some carrots from the farmer's market, and I couldn't decide, should I can the carrots? I've never canned carrots before, or should I try to ferment them? So I think I'm gonna try to just ferment the cucumber and the carrots, just sliced up. The cucumber will probably get pretty soggy since it's a medium-sized cucumber, like not a pickling one. But yeah, at least it'll be interesting. It'll be an experiment. And then I can just make the brine all at once and put it on them. I have some weights for fermenting food coming, like jar weights. They're coming tomorrow, I think. But for now, I'm going to collect some rocks out here, put them in a Ziploc bag, and use them to weigh down the vegetables to keep them under the brine. So I'll kind of show you what I end up doing. Oh, I have an apron. I can use the pockets. See how useful aprons are? How come I haven't been using them all this time? Plus I would have flour all over my black shirt from making the bread. What's happening here? We're fixing the dress.
Yeah, there's this part that was broke and it was hanging out so much. Put the dress down.
So I filled a jar up. Hopefully this works. It's so loud in here. Now I'm gonna wash and cut these up that I got from the farmer's market. Are carrot tops usable? I'm not sure, but I'm gonna give them to our birds. This is an experiment, and I know these will turn out soggy because after I read it even more, it said to cut them real thick. But I'm still gonna try just for fun. Fermented veggies are also really good for gut health. So the sourdough's fermented, the kombucha's fermented, the veggies are fermented. Is the yogurt? Kind of. Oh, that's ready. Okay, the milk got to 179 degrees, which is good enough for me. It probably actually was at 180 before I took the lid off. I've got my tea cooling over here. I remembered the sugar. Bagel's still rising, yep. I don't think I've ever made a brine of anything before. But apparently you can use the brine again. Like when I'm done with the carrots, I could pour the brine into new carrots and the bacteria, good bacteria will already have been activated and it would go even faster. So 4 tablespoons of good salt that doesn't have iodine in it. Not table salt. And over here I have a couple cups of unchlorinated, once again, filtered water, boiling, or coming to a simmer at least. This whole video is turning out to be like an unintentional advertisement for Berkey water filters. That was not on purpose. Now I'm gonna use this warm water, simmered water, to dissolve the salt. And then fill the rest of the jar up with more filtered water. This brine needs to cool before it's poured over the veggies. So another thing that will be sitting here cooling. Obviously, to save time, I should have made the brine first and then prepare the veggies after. So now I know. Once these are fermented, so around that week mark, then apparently they last like 6 months in the fridge. So definitely a good preservation method that also has added health benefits. Please let me know what else I should try to ferment. Okay, I fed my sourdough starters so I can make more dough. Belle's making lunch. She's making smoothies and something else, roll-ups.
Yes.
And I'm gonna give her a crash course in boiling and baking these bagels because I gotta leave. I'm eating solo today. We're taking Micah and Eli to lunch. We've been taking each kid alone on their birthday lunches, but these boys' birthdays are 4 days apart and they wanted the exact same food and they were happy to go together. So we're taking them out to sushi. Then I have to work for a couple hours. So I've been kind of doing a different schedule. Let me tell you about homeschool. We homeschool, we do homeschool. Mostly we've been doing it in the afternoons because it's been gorgeous out here. When we lived at our house with the pool in the backyard, we did it in the mornings in the summers and spent the afternoons at the pool. But here, it feels so hot in the afternoons. They don't want to play outside. So it just works out good. It's so beautiful today. So we've been playing outside in the mornings, doing school in the afternoon. We also are really flexible. It is still, to me, it is still summer. When it's mid-August, it is summertime, or even late August, it's summertime. With cousins over today, there is no school happening, and I am 100% okay with it. Actually, Tori and Eli did a lot of school. Luka was doing school all morning, and Micah will do school later. So there's some school happening, but with the little ones, there is none. They're learning by playing. So for me, I used to have a babysitter for the last year and 3 months. I've had a babysitter coming. I tried a couple days a week, and then for the last several months I've been doing like 1 day a week for 6 hours. That was going pretty good. And it's just time that I don't need a babysitter anymore, and it's not working for her schedule anymore either. So I don't have sitters anymore, but Solo's trying to go in very, very early to work and come home most days to give me a few 2 to 3 hours to work. So like maybe 3 or 4 afternoons a week, I'll have a couple hours a day. We're still working out the kinks. So after the lunch, he's gonna come back and deal with the kids. Belle's babysitting while we're both gone. And then I'm going to work this afternoon for a little while. I'll have to come back and finish all my kitchen projects later this evening. Yeah, the nice thing is Solo, he loves to make dinner, and he's making dinner because he's around. He did it last night too while I worked. I don't mind that. I could get used to that, but it also gives him time to do some house projects around the house, spend time with the kids. We'll just see if he's able to get as much done as he needs to get done while he's letting me get done what I need to get done. You know, we're juggling things. Okay, Iggy's got to get off the deck though. All right. Thank you. We had a fun lunch. Solo took over around here. He made dinner. He grilled chicken. It was wonderful. We ate. Faith and Cora went home. Some children are in bed. Not enough. I still gotta get these on. And I just finished making sure the kitchen all got clean, helping the kids. I do all the big dishes around here. Belle had done a lot of the bagels for me. I sent some home with Abigail. There's some more bagels here. These will be great for tomorrow. These are still kind of cooling. We've got our ferments back here. I have extra brine, so maybe I'll prepare more tomorrow. Just thought I'd keep that. And oh, second batch of kombucha here. One is in the cupboard, dark cupboard already. That's my SCOBY hotel. So this one got a SCOBY when it cooled, and it's gonna sit for a week. I mean, all these dishes should count for something, right? Of work I've done. I gotta make another batch of bagel dough. This will be ready yogurt in the morning. Here's a peek at that chicken Solo made. So it's 7:30 now. I'm ready to go to bed. Honestly, I'm exhausted. But I still need to make another batch of bagel dough. I make a quadruple batch. I use one, if I didn't tell you earlier, I use Lisa from Farmhouse on Boone's recipe. She has a great one. My sister-in-law tried them tonight for the first time. She loved them. That's why I sent her home with a bag. I mean, they are really good. Really, really good. So it's worth the effort. Even though I want to go to bed now, I'm going to finish this. The other thing I was going to do today is I have a lot of leftover plums. Not a lot, but I have some leftover plums. And they're really good plums. They need to be used very soon. So I was gonna make some plum jam or something. How do you preserve plums? And then I have some grapes that I wanna make grape jam. I've never made any jam in my life. My mom has. I should have gotten her help before she leaves town. She's still here tomorrow. Maybe I'll have her help me tomorrow. Anyway, I'll report back if that works out. Those were the only 2 things on my list that I wanted to get to that I haven't gotten to. So that's pretty good, except I'm gonna keep making bagel dough, of course, over and over. I'm making bagels over and over. And I may ferment some more stuff. Okay, the list never ends, let's be honest. I went to get out some ice for my water because I need to hydrate and noticed that my lemon and lime juice are well frozen. I even work ahead on my ice. So we don't have an ice maker. Ooh, there's something in that one. We don't have an ice maker here. My ice maker that was working really well for some reason stopped working, and our fridge has nothing of the sort. Every morning and night I make 2 trays of ice, and I use a lot of ice, but I dump everything in here and refill them completely and just use what I need. And I get ahead, and when I have a full bag, I move it to an outside freezer so that when we have company, we have ice. So I'm even having to work ahead on my ice cubes in this house. I just told you how to make ice.
How to make ice.
Oh, brother, we've sunk to new lows over here. A very sweet viewer sent us these paints, and
it's watercolor pens.
what? I've never even heard of that. And you're doing such a good job. Oh, she sent you instructions?
Yeah, this shows me how to do it, and it showed an example, and I was just like, I'm just gonna make this now.
Oh, that's so cool. She sent them to our church. I don't really share my P.O. box anymore because there's been a few people that I lost their address and didn't get a thank you note to, and I carry a lot of guilt for that, and so I just want to close my P.O. box. Very appreciative of gifts. Oh my goodness, that guinea is going out. Those guineas are going after that chicken. Eli's running out to break up the fight. Does anybody else have trouble with chickens and guineas getting along? Not chickens. Roosters and guineas getting along. The rooster seems to pick the fight, and the guineas seem like rougher, tougher, better fighters. They hurt the rooster. I don't know if it's the same rooster. I would be able to tell because one of them has some blood on the side of his face and a black eye from a fight earlier. Ooh. Solo came up on that fight and broke it up, but he got to see the beginning of it, and it was the rooster that started it, and it's the rooster that got the most hurt. So don't know what we're doing about that yet, because they all kind of live together, and we thought that was going well, but maybe not. Wow, that's what she made. Oh, that's gorgeous. I can't even imagine. I'm not an artist.
She made that?
I should have mentioned that I used the Berkey for the ice too. That would have just made it even worse. Okay, now I did, I guess. Lime juice. She thinks her apple didn't turn out good. I could never do that in a million years. My bagel dough is whipping up here. In other news, I feel like I have unlocked new levels of adulting because I've come to the end of the day in a black shirt and it is perfectly clean. Thanks to my apron. Why didn't I do this years and years ago? What was I thinking? Oh boy, it just happened again with a guinea and a couple guineas and a rooster. Although yesterday I did see one rooster being very inappropriate with a female guinea, assuming a female guinea. So maybe it's territorial issues. I'm sure it's territorial issues. And some of these roosters are going to be meat birds, and they have about 2 weeks left to live. So kind of marking themselves. We're gonna keep a couple of roosters, so we gotta figure out which ones we're keeping, but it's interesting out here on the farm. It's getting more interesting by the day. Hey, Brick. Hi. Oh, there's the bloody one. All right, bagel dough is done. Took about 30 or 40 minutes. I do 2 double batches, so the second batch goes a lot faster because everything's already out. That is, of course, 30 or 40 minutes with taking breaks for lime juice and making ice and talking about it and washing more dishes and some chicken and guinea shenanigans. Take care of this tea quick and bag up my bagels. All right, guys, I gotta go put some birds to bed and some kittens to bed and some children to bed, but I'm going to bed with a lot accomplished, a pretty clean kitchen, besides all the things that I'll put away in the morning. Some dough waiting for me tomorrow. Breakfast done. Thank you so much for watching. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Wild.